The richest person in history gave away so much gold on a single trip that he accidentally crashed an entire country's economy for 12 years. I'm the story chief, and today I'm telling you about Mansa Musa, the emperor of Mali who was worth more than Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates combined. This is his story. Mansa Musa ruled the Mali Empire from 1312 to 1337. He was the grandson of Sundiata Keita's brother. Yes, that Sundiata. The Lion King's family really did rule an empire. At its peak, Mali controlled an area bigger than Western Europe. It stretched from the Atlantic Ocean to the edge of the Sahara Desert. But here's what made Mali special: gold. Mali controlled nearly 50% of the world's gold supply in the 14th century, and Mansa Musa, he owned it all. In 1324, Mansa Musa decided to make the Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca that every Muslim should make once in their lifetime. But Mansa Musa wasn't going to travel like a normal person. He was an emperor, and he was going to make sure everyone knew it. He assembled a caravan of 60,000 people. Let that sink in. 60,000 people. 12,000 slaves, each carrying 4 pounds of gold, 500 slaves, each carrying a 6-pound golden staff, 80 to 100 camels, each carrying 300 pounds of gold, countless horses, musicians, soldiers, and officials. The caravan stretched for miles. When people saw it approaching, they thought an entire kingdom was moving. And Mansa Musa hadn't even reached Cairo yet. July 1324. Mansa Musa arrived in Cairo, Egypt. The city had never seen anything like this. Here's what happened next. Mansa Musa gave away gold to everyone he met. Street vendors, merchants, poor people, religious scholars, government officials. He didn't just tip generously. He gave away bars of gold like they were candy. At mosques, he donated so much gold that he built entire schools and libraries on the spot. In the markets, he bought everything. He paid in gold. Lots of gold. More gold than items were worth. Then the economists started panicking. See, when you flood a market with too much of anything, its value drops. This is basic economics. And Mansa Musa had just dumped tons of gold into Cairo's economy. Gold became so common that it lost its value. Prices skyrocketed. Bread that cost 1 gold piece now cost 10. The inflation was catastrophic. Cairo's gold market collapsed. It took 12 years for Cairo's economy to recover from Mansa Musa's visit. Mansa Musa had accidentally broken an entire country's economy with generosity. On his way back home, Mansa Musa realized what he'd done, so he did something remarkable. He borrowed back as much gold as he could from Egyptian lenders at high interest rates to stabilize the economy. Even in fixing his mistake, he became the first person to ever take out an international loan. But the pilgrimage changed him. He'd seen the great libraries and universities of Cairo and Mecca. He wanted that for Mali. He brought back architects, scholars, and poets. He built mosques and universities across Mali. Timbuktu became one of the world's greatest centers of learning. It had over 25,000 students at its peak. The libraries contained hundreds of thousands of manuscripts on mathematics, astronomy, medicine, law, and history. Mansa Musa's wealth built an intellectual empire that rivaled any in Europe or Asia. So exactly how rich was Mansa Musa? Historians estimate his wealth at $400 billion in today's money. Let's put that in perspective. Elon Musk today, around $250 billion. Jeff Bezos, around $170 billion. Bill Gates, around $130 billion. Mansa Musa was richer than all of them combined. He controlled 50% of global gold supply. Imagine controlling half of all the oil, or half of all the tech companies, or half of all the real estate in the world, and he gave most of it away. That's the part that amazes me. The richest person in history used his wealth to build universities, fund education, and help the poor. He proved that wealth isn't about hoarding, it's about what you do with it. Mansa Musa died in 1337, but his impact lasted centuries. The universities he built educated scholars for generations. The trade routes he established connected Africa to the world. The stories of his generosity became legend. European maps from the 1300s show Mansa Musa sitting on a throne of gold, holding a golden scepter. He was so famous that Europeans drew him on their maps of Africa with the caption, "The Lord of the Gold." This is why these stories matter. The richest person in history was African. He used his wealth to build knowledge, not just power. And he was the descendant of Sundiata Keita. Proof that the Mali Empire wasn't just a story. It was real. It was powerful. It was sophisticated. If you're amazed by this, subscribe. Next, I'm telling the story of Anansi the spider, the trickster who stole all the world's stories from a god. I'm the story chief. Ancient stories, modern magic. Keep the legends alive.